Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're here to crack open complex topics and pull out those useful, actionable insights just for you. And today, we have a really critical mission, I think. Mastering English, listening and speaking.
That's right. And we're not just, talking about vocabulary lists here.
No flashcards.
Definitely no flashcards. We're doing a proper deep dive into the mechanics of English, how it actually works when people talk.
Right, the strategies you really need for those unique, sometimes frustrating quirks.
Exactly. Because if you're learning English, it can be a bit of a battlefield.
It really can. You've got tricky pronunciations, idioms that make no literal sense.
Don't forget the accents. One conversation can sound like completely different languages depending on who's talking.
Absolutely. So our goal today is to give you that kind of insider knowledge, how to anticipate those roadblocks, maybe even sidestep them.
And what's really key here, I think, is realizing that the biggest hurdle often isn't just knowing the words, it's perception.
Perception? How so?
Well, English, when it's spoken naturally, at speed, it often sounds completely different from how it looks written down.
Okay, let's dig into that. Starting with listening the input side. Most learners, they can follow a script, right?
If it's clear and slow.
But put them in a real conversation, maybe a noisy cafe or watching a movie without subtitles. Suddenly it's overwhelming. Why is that natural fast speech so hard to parse?
Yeah, it really boils down to something linguists call connected speech.
Connected speech, okay.
It's this thing where words just don't stay separate. They blend, they blur, sounds change, sounds disappear.
It's not lazy speaking, though.
No, not at all. It's efficiency. It's how speakers naturally use the least amount of effort to get the message across. Articulation efficiency.
Okay. We all know the basics, I guess, like want to becomes wanna.
Right. Or going to becomes gonna. Those are common ones.
But what are the deeper ways this works? The things learners might not even realize are happening.
Good question. We need to look beyond simple contractions at things like assimilation.
Assimilation.
Yeah, that's where one sound changes to become more like the sound next to it. So like in 10 points, that N often sounds more like an M.
10 points.
Exactly.
Yeah.
10 points. Because your mouth is already getting ready for that P sound. Or there's elision.
Elision.
Yeah.
Like deleting something.
Precisely. The sound just vanishes. Think about T or D sounds, especially at the end of words before another consonant. Like in next day.
So you might not hear next day.
You might just hear next day. The ticket's dropped.
Ah, okay. So if you're listening for that perfect next day, you'll miss it entirely. That explains why it feels like speakers are swallowing sounds.
It does. They aren't really swallowing them. It's just these natural processes.
So what's the practical fix? How do you train your ear for this reduction?
You have to train your ear for the rhythm, the pattern of it. One really effective way is short-form transcription.
Transcription, okay.
Take maybe a 30-second clip of natural speech. A podcast, a TV show scene.
Something authentic.
Yes, authentic material is key. And write down exactly what you hear, word for word, sound for sound. Then compare it to the actual script.
That sounds intensive. What if someone only has, say, 10 minutes a day? Is it still worth it?
Oh, absolutely. Even 10 minutes, maybe 3 times a week, focusing on just a short bit, it's transformative.
Really?
Yeah, because it immediately shows you where, a full word you expected was just a quick little sound, maybe just a puff of air.
And those little puffs, they're often the weak forms, aren't they?
Exactly. The small function words, the auxiliary verbs, they lose their stress in fast speech.
Like is or was.
Precisely, like she was at the library. How does was sound there?
Right. Was, or even just sizz at the library.
Right. Compare that to the event was terrible. There was is stressed. It gets the full sound.
Got it. So recognizing how these function words change based on stress is crucial for understanding speech at normal speed.
Fundamental. The sources really back this up. It's about hearing the music, not just the notes.
That's a great way to put it. Okay, so if listening is about hearing things get smaller, reduced, then speaking, the output, must be about making certain things sound bigger, more impactful.
In a way, yes. That brings us neatly to the intonation factor.
The music of English?
Exactly. If connected speech is about efficiency, intonation is all about meaning. It's the rise and fall, the pitch changes. It signals emotion, emphasis, what's important, even sarcasm.
Right. I think most learners think, oh, intonation, that's just raising your voice at the end for a question.
That's part of it, sure, but it's so much more complex. It's happening constantly within sentences.
How does it change meaning so much?
Well, think about this. I said he stole the money.
Okay. Emphasizing he.
Right. What does that imply?
That maybe you thought someone else did it. You're surprised it was him.
Exactly. Now, what about I said he stole the money?
Ah, now you're emphasizing that you were the one who said it, maybe defending yourself.
Precisely. Same words, totally different intention, just from shifting the stress and pitch.
That's huge. But how can a non-native speaker possibly learn to reproduce that? It seems incredibly difficult to master.
It's not about achieving native perfection overnight. It's about clarity and getting the main emphasis right, and the main technique. It's mimicry and recording.
Mimicry, like shadowing.
Sort of. Find some native audio you like, a movie scene, maybe a short speech. Listen closely just to the rhythm and the intonation, the ups and downs.
Okay.
Then say it out loud. Try to match their musicality exactly.
Yeah.
And then record yourself.
Ooh, the recording part. That's always tough. Listening back to yourself.
It's tough love, but it's vital.
Yeah.
You need to hear where your intonation differs. And the sources suggest practicing with whole dialogues, not just single sentences.
Why dialogue specifically?
Because dialogues give you context, emotional context. Why is the speaker emphasizing that word?
Yeah.
Are they angry, curious, sarcastic?
Ah, so the context dictates the intonation pattern.
Exactly. And practicing this builds that muscle memory for sentence stress. Knowing which words to emphasize, usually the content words, nouns, main verbs, adjectives, and which ones to glide over quickly.
Those weak forms again.
Those weak forms again. They get less stress.
Okay, this is making sense. Let's zoom in now on some of those really specific pain points, the things that trip up almost everyone. Let's maybe hit 3 big ones, starting with the dreaded death sound.
Ah, yes. The. It's a classic pronunciation hurdle, mainly because the physical action where you put your tongue just doesn't exist in many other languages.
Right, so people substitute it, like with an S or an F.
Often, yes.
Yeah.
And adding to the fun, there isn't just one the sound, is there?
No, there are 2.
Exactly. You've got the unvoiced the, like in 3, think, path, just air.
Okay, air passing over the path.
Right. And then the voice the, like in this, that, mother, breathe, where you vibrate your vocal cords.
So it's a buzzing sound.
A buzzing sound, yeah. The solution, it really has to be physical practice, deliberate practice. For the unvoiced one, gently place your tongue between your teeth, just the tip, and blow air, like a soft F, but with the tongue forward.
Okay, yeah, H.
Yes. And for the voice one, same tongue position, but hum. Make a buzzing sound.
EH.
EHH voice.
Exactly. And honestly, watching videos helps immensely. See the mouth position.
Good tip. Okay, challenge number 2, confusing homophones.
Yes. Words that sound exactly the same but have different meanings and spellings.
Like there, and there, the classic trio.
That's the one. They're tricky because the difference is purely visual in writing. Spoken, they're identical.
So if you hear they're going over there, context usually helps a native speaker.
Right, context often saves it. But for a learner trying to acquire the language, that ambiguity can really block understanding and correct usage.
So if they sound the same, how do you possibly lock in the difference? Just memorizing definitions.
Memorizing helps, but context is king. Don't just list them, create sentences or find them that use them together, highlighting the different functions.
Should you give an example? Sure. Like the one you almost said. They're going to get their coats over there.
Okay, they're possessive. They're all in one.
Exactly. Practicing sentences like that builds the connection between the sound, the meaning, and the context in your brain. It uses muscle memory too.
Makes sense. And the third big challenge, the one that often feels like the most, overwhelming burden.
Has to be idioms and phrasal verbs.
Oh yeah, kick the bucket, break a leg, get over it, look into it.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're tough because the meaning usually has nothing to do with the individual words. Kick the bucket isn't about kicking buckets.
Right. It's a non-literal meaning.
Totally non-literal. And that puts a huge cognitive burden on the learner in real-time conversation.
How so?
Because your brain has to hear the words, try the literal meaning, realize, wait, that makes no sense, then search its memory banks for the idiomatic meaning, all while the conversation is still moving forward.
Wow, yeah. That's a lot of processing. So is just keeping a notebook of idioms enough? That seems a bit slow for that real-time problem.
It's a start, but maybe not the most effective way now. We need something that promotes faster recall, more active use.
Like what?
Well, instead of just a list, think about using tools built on spaced repetition. Things like flashcard apps. Anki is a popular one.
Spaced repetition. So it shows you the idiom again just before you forget it.
Exactly. You put in the idiom, maybe the literal meaning just for fun, and then crucially, like 3 different example sentences showing how it's really used.
Ah, context again.
Always context. This forces your brain to retrieve the meaning actively over increasing intervals. It moves it from just passive recognition, oh yeah, I've seen that one, to active recall much faster.
That's much more dynamic. Okay, let's pull this all together. Let's build that learner's toolkit. Specific practical exercises people can start using, like today.
Okay, first, and this is critical for pronunciation accuracy, minimal pairs practice.
Minimal pairs, explain that.
These are pairs of words that differ by only one single sound, like ship and sheep.
The vowel sound is different. Hey versus is.
Exactly. Or lip and rip. L versus R. It forces your ear and your mouth to isolate and master that one tricky distinction.
Can you give another example? Maybe one that causes widespread difficulty.
Sure. Think about F and V. Lots of learners mix those up. So practice pairs like fan and van, feel and veal.
Okay. Or maybe P and B?
Pig and big.
Perfect example. So the process is identify a sound that's hard for you. Find a list of minimal pairs for that sound online. They're easy to find.
And then?
Record yourself saying both words in the pair. Listen back carefully. Compare it to a native speaker's recording. Repeat until you can clearly hear and produce the difference. It's very focused training.
That sounds powerful, and it leads right into the next exercise, doesn't it? Accent reduction exercises.
It does. But the key here, and this is really important, is specificity. Don't try to fix your whole accent at once.
Why not? Seems ambitious, but maybe good. It's usually overwhelming and ineffective.
Yeah.
You need to identify your specific challenging sounds, based on your native language usually.
Right, like maybe a native French speaker struggles with the H sound.
Common one. Or a Russian speaker with a W.
Yeah.
Or maybe distinguishing W and V.
So narrow it down.
Yes. Pick your top 2 or 3 struggle sounds. Focus only on those for a while. Find specific drills, online tongue twisters, sentences loaded with that sound, and practice them relentless.
Targeted practice. Got it. And the final exercise recommendation.
The English Idiom Challenge.
Making idioms active.
Exactly. It's about integration. The challenge is simple. Learn one new idiom each day.
Okay.
And then this is the crucial part. Actively try to use it in a real conversation that same day.
Ooh, putting it on the spot.
Yes. Even if it's just with a language exchange partner, or even just saying it out loud to yourself in a relevant situation, that act of using it makes it stick way better than just reading it.
That makes total sense. Okay, so for these exercises, people need resources. What specific tools or websites did the sources mention?
Right. For pronunciation, those minimal pairs and getting feedback, dedicated apps are great. The sources pointed to things like Elsa Speak or Sounds Right.
They use AI or interactive features.
Yeah, they often provide pretty immediate feedback on how you're doing with specific sounds, which is incredibly useful.
Okay, great. And for finding that authentic material we talked about, for practicing connected speech and intonation.
Definitely check out the free, high-quality stuff from the BBC Learning English website.
Always reliable.
And the British Council Learn English site, too. They have loads of material specifically designed to showcase and teach natural speech patterns. Videos, audio, dialogues.
Excellent. And for double-checking pronunciation, maybe looking up those weak forms, reliable dictionaries.
Absolutely essential. Merriam-Webster Online is great, and the Oxford Learners Dictionaries are specifically designed for learners. They usually have good phonetic transcriptions and audio examples.
Perfect. That's a solid toolkit.
It really is. But, ultimately, fluency. But it's a long game. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Definitely. There will be frustrating days you feel stuck.
Totally normal. The absolute key is consistency. Keep showing up. And try to adopt that mindset of being a language detective.
Which detective?
Always listening for those patterns, noticing how sounds reduce where the stress falls, being curious about it.
That curiosity is important. And the sources also really emphasize staying motivated, right? Keeping engaged. How do we make sure listeners stay in the race?
You really have to weave English into your life, not just treat it like a subject you study. So, number 1, immerse yourself.
How?
Change your phone language to English. Watch movies you like, but in English. Maybe with English subtitles at first. Listen to English music or podcast while commuting. Surround yourself.
Make it unavoidable.
Pretty much. 2. Find an English-speaking buddy.
For practice.
For regular low-stakes practice. Could be another learner at your level. Could be a native speaker through a language exchange. Just someone to talk with.
That accountability helps, I bet.
Huge help. 3. Set achievable goals. Don't try to conquer everything at once.
Small steps.
Small, manageable steps. Like, this week I'll master the FV minimal pair. Or, this month I'll learn and use 5 new phrasal verbs. Break it down.
Makes it less daunting.
Exactly. And 4, reward yourself. Seriously, acknowledge your progress.
Celebrate the wins.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every time you successfully use a new idiom or understand a fast speaker a bit better, that's a win. Give yourself a little pat on the back. It keeps the motivation up.
That's great advice. So this deep dive, it's armed you, the listener, with some really technical insights. Understanding why connected speech happens, the difference between voiced and unvoiced speech. You've got a roadmap now.
A pretty comprehensive one, I hope. From decoding, listening to elevating speaking.
So let's bring it right back to the listener right now.
Okay.
We talked about identifying the specific pronunciation challenges for accent reduction.
That specificity is key.
So here's the final thought. The thing to mull over. Don't wait. Right now, take maybe 60 seconds. Think. What are the 3 sounds in English that are genuinely the hardest for you to pronounce accurately and consistently?
Just 3 to start. Your top 3 pronunciation demons.
Once you have those 3 written down or clear in your head, your next step is to go online and find the minimal pair list specifically for those 3 sounds.
Identify your challenges, find your lists. That's your immediate next action step.
Start that physical differentiation practice today. That's how you turn insights into progress. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.